what happened to this. I think as we contribute to this, Mr. Speaker, these are very essential questions that we must ask ourselves. That what happened to the promise on CRB? What happened to the promise to the hustlers? And I'm happy this motion has been brought by Kenya Kwanza Senator. The bigger question is, what happened to the promise to help hustlers? Mr. Speaker, I support.
What is your point of order, Gloria?
I've already finished.
Mr. Speaker, we cannot allow this to go on record. I stand on point of order 105 on responsibility of statement of facts. Mr. Speaker, you know Senator Osotsi is by now I can say a ranking member. He was once a ranking member. So he understands he cannot mislead the House and the public. The issue of CRB is not as he puts it. And that has been brought on today is specifically on the delivery of the promises that the Kenya Kwanza government gave. Because we are saying, in order to deal with these rogue lenders, we must be able to legislate and present a law. That is why we are looking to amend the Banking Act. That is why we are looking to change those regulations in our financial systems. So by Senator Osotsi trying to mislead people that this government is not, we are overworking. In fact, if you ask me, in terms of these rogue lenders, we want to deal with them squarely, Mr. Speaker. Let Senator Osotsi withdraw that statement and apologize to the hustlers, because that is, we are here for the hustlers.
Senator Gloria, what exactly do you want Senator Osotsi to withdraw or substantiate?
He must substantiate by saying that this government is not dealing with rogue lenders. What does he mean? The motion in itself is dealing with the rogue lenders. By saying that the Kenya Kwanza government is actually not delivering to the promise by not dealing with CRB, yet we are squarely working on that. The Hustler Fund is squarely working on that. And even the issue of CRB, as we speak now, has been changed. So that is misinformation and understanding Order 105 on responsibility for statement of fact. He must substantiate or withdraw.
Senator Gloria, I listened very keenly to Senator Osotsi's contribution. And what he was pointing out was his opinion on the state of the economy and his opinion on the issue of taxation. He mentioned CRB. I think the only thing he has to substantiate is whether or not people have been assisted in being removed on the CRB list or added as he has claimed.
Mr. Speaker, you know, this 105 standing order is continually being misused in this House to curtail debate. You cannot substantiate an opinion. I made an opinion. And Mr. Speaker, just to respond to your directive, I stated in my my presentation that there was a promise that 7 million Kenyans were to be removed from CRB. That is a fact. That is a fact. But my only concern was that, yes, that promise was there. But to what extent has that promise been implemented? Because we are leaders. We meet many youth telling us they are in CRB. That's why they cannot borrow. So I think maybe our colleagues on the other side should tell us more about the status of the promise to remove 7 million youth from CRB. Because we continue meeting youth who say they are in CRB and they cannot borrow.
What is your point of order, Gloria? Senator Gloria.
Mr. Speaker, because Senator Osotsi says we are misusing standing order 105, I stand on a point of order for standing on a 104, declaration of interest. A senator who wishes to speak on any matter in which the senator has a proprietary interest shall first declare that interest. Mr. Speaker, let me say, we promised as the Kenya Kwanza government to remove 7 million Kenyans out of CRB. They were removed. Mr. Speaker, I think Senator Osotsi, because he's listed under CRB.
Senator Gloria, I don't think your point of order is relevant here. Senator Osotsi has nothing to declare interest in his opinion. So I think we will move on. Next speaker is Senator Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to congratulate Senator Wahome Wamatinga, the Nyeri Senator, for always bringing issues on very serious motions. I know on a number of occasions that this is an important motion. So, Speaker, ordinarily, the House should be full because one way or another, you will always interact with many Kenyans who have had their assets being repossessed but because of non-performing loans. So, Speaker, where the country is now economically is because we are in post-COVID recovery. I know many Kenyans, and even across the world, not only Kenya, during COVID period, many governments across the country, including Kenya, put in cautionary measures to cushion business people, business, and even they were being paid, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, therefore, the repossession of movable assets by lending institutions to the non-performing loans, and non-performing loans is where, Mr. Speaker, they are not able to pay. And you know, it's also like international. Kenya now is in the international, both internal and external debt, is standing at more than 10 trillion Kenya shillings, Mr. Speaker, more than. And therefore, this public debt will continue becoming a problem. So imagine if the country was being auctioned because of non-payment of international debt, Mr. Speaker, or public debt. Why don't we use similar strategy? Because if Kenya cannot, for example, pay to the lenders that have lended this country for infrastructural projects, and even, Mr. Speaker, the declining rate of dollar also makes those loans that Kenya is being owed across the country becomes a challenge, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I think as a country, we use the way we negotiate with IMF, other lending institutions, countries like China, among others, Mr. Speaker. We should also use the same strategy. And I agree with Senator Wahome Wamatinga. As a parliament, we have a unique role to bring in policy and legislative intervention to have renegotiation of non-performing loans, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and therefore the non-performing loans in the last year, August 2022, Mr. Speaker, the non-performing loan was at 14%. In August this year, barely 1 year, the non-performing loan as loans across the country has increased to 15%. So, Mr. Speaker, we must amend the Banking Act to give reprieve to many Kenyans, Mr. Speaker, because many Kenyans borrow to buy motorbikes, to buy small cars like Demio,